All right, let's talk about making your money work smarter here in Canada. We're going to break down some amazing insights from a financial educator who shows that you really don't need a fancy degree to build some serious wealth. Anyone can get this stuff.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to kick things off with a big question. Then we'll get into the basic rules of the game. Think cars and engines. After that, we'll check out your financial toolkit and finally put it all together to build a retirement blueprint.
Okay, so first things first, why is getting smart about taxes so unbelievably important? Look, it's not just about saving a few bucks here and there. It's literally the difference between ending up with a little bit of money and a whole lot. Let's do a quick thought experiment to show you exactly what I mean.
So imagine for a second you found the perfect investment. You put in just $1, a single loonie, and it doubles. That's a 100% return every single year for 20 years. Just take a guess. What do you think that $1 turns into?
Now, this is where it gets interesting. That $1 can go down two very different roads. One path is tax sheltered, where its growth is totally protected from the taxman every year. The other path is non-tax sheltered, where you've got to pay taxes on your gains every single year. And the difference between these two roads? Well, it's absolutely staggering.
On that first path, the tax-sheltered one, your dollar is free to just compound and grow like crazy. So after 20 years of doubling, that single dollar becomes over $1 million. Yeah, over $1 million from just $1. But what about that other road, the one where you pay, say, 30% tax on the growth each year? Well, that incredible compounding magic gets completely destroyed. Your dollar doubles to 2, but nope, the taxman swoops in and takes 30 cents. Now you've only got $1.70 to grow next year. And after 20 years of that, you're left with just $40,000. That's it. The tax drag just completely crippled its potential.
So the $1 million question is, how do we make sure we end up with that $1 million outcome? Well, it all starts with understanding the super simple, fundamental rules of how investment accounts get taxed in Canada.
You know, every single registered account in this country is defined by just three things. First, money in. When you put money in, is it tax deductible? Second, the growth. Is the growth inside that account sheltered from taxes every year? And third, money out. When you take it out, is it tax-free or is it taxable? Seriously, that's the entire rulebook. And this right here is such a brilliant way to think about it. The account itself, your TFSA, your RSSP, it doesn't actually create any growth. It's just the car. The investment you choose to put inside it, that's the engine. And you know, a powerful engine in any car is going to get you where you want to go a heck of a lot faster.
Okay, so now we know the rules of the road, and we know the difference between the car and the engine. Let's pop the hood and look at the actual tools you have in your financial garage, because each one is built for a very specific job. This table is basically your cheat sheet. You've got the TFSA, where the big superpower is at the end. All your withdrawals are tax-free. Then there's the RRSP, which gives you the benefit right up front, a tax deduction today, but you pay tax on the way out. And then there's the FHSA, which is just incredible. It gives you the best of both worlds, a tax deduction on the way in and tax-free withdrawals on the way out for a home.
So let's look at the TFSA, the tax-free savings account, because every single penny of growth and every withdrawal is completely tax-free. Your goal here is simple. Grow it as much as you possibly can. This is the account where you want to put your most powerful investment engines and just let them run for the long haul.
Next up, the RRSP, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan. Its whole job is tax deferral. Basically, you get a tax break today while you're in your high-income earning years, and then you pay the tax on that money later in retirement when you're probably in a much lower tax bracket. It's all about shifting that tax bill from your high-income years to your low-income ones. Smart, right?
And now for the newest tool in the shed, the First Home Savings Account, or FHSA. I love this description of it, the baby of two very attractive people. And it's so true. It takes the RRSP's tax-deductible contributions and mashes it together with the TFSA's tax-free withdrawals. Honestly, for anyone trying to buy their first home, this thing is an absolute game changer.
And for anyone with kids, you've got the RSP, the Registered Education Savings Plan. This thing is amazing because the government literally gives you free money. They will match 20% of what you put in every year. The money grows tax sheltered, and when it's taken out, it's taxed in your kids' hands. And let's be real, as a student, they're probably paying little to no tax anyway.
Okay, so we've got our tools.
But, a toolbox full of the best tools in the world is pretty useless without a blueprint. So let's put all these pieces together and see how you can actually engineer your retirement for maximum efficiency.
Now, this is maybe the most important concept for planning your retirement. You have to understand that not all money is created equal. There's income, that's money that's taxable, like your RRSP withdrawals or a pension. And then there's cash flow. That's tax-free money you can pull out and spend no questions asked, like from your TFSA.
So look at this scenario. If your whole retirement plan is built on taxable sources like a giant RSP, you're basically designing a future with a huge tax bill. Your reported income on paper will be really high, which means you're paying a ton in taxes, and you even risk having the government claw back benefits like your old age security.
But check out the alternative. This is a total game changer. If you focus on building a massive tax-free TFSA, you can live mostly off that tax-free cash flow. You only pull a tiny amount from your RSP when you absolutely have to, which keeps your taxable income super, super low. That means a tiny tax bill, and you get to keep all of the government benefits you're entitled to.
And that's it. That is the ultimate strategy. By just understanding how these accounts work today, you can literally design a future where you maximize your tax-free cash flow and you minimize your taxable income. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about how much money you make, it's about how much of that money you actually get to keep.
So we'll just leave you with this one question to think about. After seeing the insane difference that a little bit of tax strategy can make, are you building a future where your money is working for you or for the tax man?